Joining us now is Oji Okpe with stories trending around the world. Good morning, Oji.
You got me smiling. Hi,
Hello,
good morning.
Why have I not?
Good morning.
Hi, I've learned my lesson. I'm waving forever. Even when the coronavirus scare is over,
I will bearing
wave.
a grudge?
Yes, I am. Of course you know I will. Well, good morning to you viewers. We begin what's trending in Nigeria. Let's start with the coronavirus. Yes, that's the major word on everyone's lips across the globe. And at every forum, the global pandemic always comes up for a discussion. So it wasn't a surprise when it came up at the CBN Going for Growth event in Abuja on Wednesday. Now, Nigeria's Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, shared his view on the use of antibacteria at the conference. Let's take a look.
Start with that thing next to Aliko, that sanitizer. You know, I've taken time to read it when I read through it, because I washed my hands with soap and water before I got here. And they gave me this thing, and I didn't want to break rules, so I used it at 2 points. But something told me that we were all probably doing the wrong thing. The first thing is that that thing is a bacterial sanitizer. We're dealing with a virus. And it's important to make this point. We're dealing with a virus. And so, before we rush off in a hurry, the thing there is, we must not panic. That's the message there. We must not panic. And we must know what it is we are up against. And constructively then engage it. Because if this capital here, this human capital here, constructively engages these tough times, we will defeat it.
Berries, which we'll talk about later. But I know that you want to air your views on that.
I think it's irresponsible for a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to make such a statement, trying to appear like he knows more than the other people who are following instructions of Centers for Disease Control all over the world. They have all said washing your hands with soap is the best way forward, as long as the soap has contact with your skin for 20 seconds. Barring that, in circumstances where you cannot get soap and running water, use hand sanitizer. The science supports it. Yes. A minister should not speak like this, and I'll tell you why. Because if your hand sanitizer, antibacterial or however it's labeled, has an alcohol content of 60% and above, it does break down the chemical bonds that form a coronavirus. Not every virus, but an envelope virus, like the coronavirus, cannot withstand hand sanitizer. You need to have enough of it on your palms and the backs of your hands, enough that you need to sort of let it dry. It needs to be in, generous amounts. And it needs to be 60% alcohol content and above. He should not be making those
statements. So could we say that he wasn't sure of what he was saying? Because
he was out and out wrong.
But he did say that
he was flat out wrong.
I have a slightly different opinion. I think Tunu is perfectly in order to remind us of what the Center of Disease Control and the WHO, have told us about how to take precautions. Even only yesterday, the Director General of the WHO, Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus, still made the same point in declaring coronavirus a pandemic. But I think it's important that at that conference yesterday, at that roundtable, as it is called, that there was a conversation around coronavirus. And, that Babatunde Fashola SAN brought it up. I wouldn't consider it, an irresponsible thing to do.
Giving false information
just a moment. He got a response from Stella Okoli, and there was a conversation around the subject. And in fact, one of the sessions at that roundtable was devoted to coronavirus and the economy. And we're discussing it again today because that conference, that roundtable, focused on something that is important. So even if the minister was wrong, he made some additional points about people not panicking, about people...
Which I appreciate.
Just a moment.
Yes,
about people, washing their hands with soap, which in his view, he thinks is probably more effective.
It is more effective.
And I've had some people say, look, that is even far more effective.
It is more effective.
The context
but you can't always get soap.
No, the context is important. And people need to be further educated, including ministers. Because as we have seen in Iran, as we have seen in the United Kingdom, coronavirus does not respect status. It can affect anybody.
Yeah, so don't
he's bringing up
when you don't know.
No, he wasn't talking as a medical doctor.
So
there was a conversation around it.
A coronavirus, well, the economy, I'm sorry, is secondary to the health implications. This is a life and death situation. You cannot pontificate about hand sanitizers and be dismissive of people trying to...
People.
He
said people
yes,
have
the
told
wrong
them.
people.
Yes, but he got a response.
That's
I
what
think
she means by being irresponsible.
From Stella Okoli.
Yes.
Because you cannot make a statement
he got a
like
response
that.
from Stella Okoli, who is in the pharmaceutical industry, and who tried to offer another perspective. Good. So I think that conversation is important. In the same manner in which the conversation around the economy is important. We keep learning every day, Tundun.
Well, yeah, but you don't sit there and give false information. People were doing the right thing
I hope everyone
at
knows
that event.
that antibacterial is effective if it has over 60% of alcohol in it. Well, still on the issue of coronavirus, now it's not news that the number of passengers traveling around the world have reduced drastically amid fears of contracting the virus. Some airlines are going out of business, while one actually have declared bankruptcy. Even when ticket prices have dropped, passengers are still skeptical about traveling. Now a video from This Now showing a passenger doing the warm dance on an empty airplane have not gone viral. Let's take a quick look.
It's a Monday afternoon, just landed from Dallas to Dubai, and it's so silent. Unbelievable. No traffic. The passengers in the flight was thin, and now the airport seems to be deafening silence. Interesting. All due to coronavirus. Man, a lot has changed in 1 week.
Going to continue to change across the globe. I think that, the fear of coronavirus has caused this whole issue of no traveling, which I know it's a pandemic now, like the World Health Organization have declared. But I think as long as people continue to take precautionary measures against this virus, I think we're okay.
All I can think of, I just shudder thinking of all the germs that man picked up during that.
During the warm dance, yes.
That was just gross.
But I'm sure he's fine. He's washed his hands. He's done the, the necessary thing. I mean, he is not contacted the virus in any way.
Somehow, coronavirus has transformed how we live, how we relate, how we run our lives.
I mean,
and it's just a reminder, a very strong reminder of how vulnerable we are as human beings.
Yes.
Because if you look at the chain, the chain of existence, man is supposed to be at the top of it and to be the master of the cosmos. But again and again, either natural disaster or disease, as we have it now, reminds man that he's at the end of the day not as important or as smart or as invincible as he thinks he is.
Yeah.
That's the lesson.
Whoever coined that phrase, man versus nature, is delusional. There's no match. Nature will beat man every time.
I mean, look at the news that just happened, even just from yesterday. Donald Trump shut in flights from Europe for 30 days. Tom Hanks and his wife contracted the virus.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a big,
because you can't wash your hands all the time. This is the thing. Hand sanitizer.
It's a big problem.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Oji.
you.
You guys. I will see you tomorrow.
Oji.